Seltzer Kings.
Podcasts.
This episode is brought to you by TaxAct. Don't do your taxes alone. Join TaxAct's National Admin Night. Admin nights are social gatherings for getting through your to-do list. So get ready for a night of fun, finding deductions, and filing taxes with TaxAct, where you can file your federal and state return for just $49 through April 8. Let's get together and get them over with. Visit taxact.com/admin-night for details.
Brian and Fred, as demented as this sounds, thought you'd have more confidence with girls if you lost your virginity.
I'm gonna go kill my friends now, so if you could just leave me a bill.
The impression I got, they thought they were doing a good thing.
I'm sorry, but on what planet am I a sexual charity case? Like, I haven't had opportunities? I've had opportunities, but I have standards. High standards. Maybe that's why they picked her, because they could tell.
They didn't interview her, Max. They weren't matchmaking. They coached her. They told her you were a Battlestar fan. They gave her the So Say We All t-shirt she was wearing. That line about the Cylon Raiders looking like Batman's car, they fed her that.
What about the text message?
When they saw you pining, they wanted to find a way to put you out of your misery without, well, crushing you. Brian found out a guy he works with is from upstate New York. He swiped his phone, sent you a message as Chelsea saying goodbye so you'd get over her.
Can you still find her?
Yes, but she'll still be a prostitute.
Well. Look who it is. It's us. We are doing another episode of Boys Watching Veronica Mars. We're just two boys watching Veronica Mars for the first time, giving our review, our reactions. We're your hosts. I am Joe Welke.
I am Vance.
And today we're talking about Season 3, Episode 11, titled Poughkeepsie, Tramps, and Thieves, directed by John Kretschmer, written by Diane Ruggiero. Original air date, January 30th, 2007, to an audience of 2.69 million people. And before we get into the episode, we have a shout out. A shout out. Now, this is a very special shout out, because this shout out was never meant to happen. This shout out wasn't going to happen, because this shout out comes from us from Apple Podcasts ratings and reviews. We got a rating. It's a little bit of a low star rating. The original review is not very kind to the boys. This reviewer not very pleased with the way that we approach our podcast and review our show. However, after months of being beaten down by the boys, after a somewhat Stockholm syndrome situation, this reviewer edited and updated their review to make it a 5-star review. They now understand. They now get it. They now like the show. So I want to give a shout out to Ray11882. Thank you so much for your Apple Podcasts 5-star rating and review. We really appreciate it. And we appreciate you sticking it through. I know that it seemed like they were a little hesitant about sticking with the podcast, but they stuck with it. Probably found the Frywater episode, and now they've struck gold.
This one's more related to Veronica Mars. And their first time Veronica Mars watcher. So they wanted a first watch podcast, which we're happy to provide. I don't know how many of those there are, but they were enjoying the show. And we probably weren't as much and nitpicking a little too much. And if someone's nitpicking something that you like, you need a little distance so that you can appreciate the nitpicks without it being disheartening.
Mean.
Yeah. So
yeah,
their new updated review is like, now that I'm into the show, watching it, the boys seem to enjoy it more. The nitpicks have become less abrasive, even though I think we still nitpick this show because it's nitpickable and it's kind of what we do. But we just call it like, we're just doing what we see in the show. Like, we're calling it out. We're reacting to it. It's the first watch. And I would say anybody that watches or listens to any of our podcasts, it's a journey. Like, you have to see us fall in love with the show, see us fall out of love with the show. You're journeying, you're tracking our watching journey. And that's what I think is one of the unique things about our podcast. And if we're not for you, we're not for you. I'm not going to hold that against you. I've dropped off a podcast. Other people have too. It's fine.
Yeah. I mean, speaking to that point about like, it's a journey. Mm-hmm. The first episode of Buffy, I was calling Giles Giles. Like, you know.
Yeah, it only took you like 2 seasons.
2.5 seasons. Yeah.
And we eventually
we still don't understand
the invitation rules. But yeah, I mean, you gotta, if you stick with it, I think it pays off for you, as Ray can attest. But I get it. Sometimes you're just not ready for it. So
yeah, appreciate you, Ray. Thank you for the Apple Podcast 5-star rating review. If you want to get a shout out, Apple Podcast 5-star rating review, Spotify 5-star rating, screenshot it, send it in to us. Join our Patreon, patreon.com/boyswatchingbuffy. We're covering True Blood. We're going to be doing our next Twilight movie soon. Mm-hmm. That's going to be coming out in, who knows how long?
This month.
Yeah, it's coming out in April.
Yeah.
But Patreon, that's where it's at for True Blood and Twilight at the moment. Plus all of our other movies, plus all of our other series, Dollhouse, Freaks and Geeks, Angel, Buffy comics. Yeah.
It honestly is the best value for a Patreon I can think of. To get all of Angel, all of Dollhouse, all of Buffy comics, all of Freaks and Geeks, plus True Blood. $5 a month.
What could you want?
$8 and you get about 40 different movies. Most of Twilight.
And you get access to Joe's Fashion Report /Corner.
Yeah.
The Long Dead Fashion series that covered Buffy the Vampire Slayer.
Yeah. Bring it back. Bring it back.
So yeah, also thanks for your patience as we are Vance's cross-country move.
Yeah.
We took a little bit of a Veronica Mars break.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
Back in the saddle today, though.
Yeah. We are still in flux, so we don't know when the breaks will come. Next week, we will have another Veronica Mars episode. We can give you that much heads up. And because of this little hiatus with this move, I had written a note in this, and I've had some distance from Veronica Mars since it's been like a couple weeks since we've reviewed one. And I was looking at this follow-up thought that I had from like after watching the last episode. And I've kind of softened because it's like, you know, the distance. I'm not as bothered. I'm like, do I even include this anymore? It's like, it feels like too long. But if you're listening back to back, it would pay off. And instead of saying it up top, I'm going to bring it up when something happens in this episode that made me go, you know what? I'm going to bring that one back into it. So, because it's relevant now. It's still relevant.
All right.
So that's my tease for later this episode.
All right. Okay. Yeah, man. Poughkeepsie, Tramps, and Thieves. What do we got for predictions? Do we have any other? How do we do this? I haven't done this.
I'm drinking a coffee. All the energy drinks I have are in moving trucks.
I went classic. I got a White Monster. I saw it today and I was like, seems about right.
Yeah.
Seems about right for the first episode back of Veronica Mars. But yes, Poughkeepsie, Tramps, and Thieves. Do we recall what we predicted for this? Because I definitely do not.
Yes. You said somebody sex trafficking girls at the college. And I said something to do with a sex worker and her boss.
Dude,
AKA
we kind of nailed that.
Yeah, we really
nailed that.
We really didn't take any tough swings on that one. We just we were like tramps. Okay, sex workers.
This is another one of those episodes where I was watching it and I was like, Veronica's not a friend to women.
I have that. I have a moment where I wrote, "It's official. Veronica Mars hates women."
Yeah, it's crazy, dude. I was like, this is so mean.
There's a moment that's so specific to me, but it is egregious.
Yeah. Like, God, dude, like she sucks. Like you say that all the time. Veronica Mars is not a friend to women.
Yes.
But like, boy, man.
And I want to clarify
again,
that I mean Veronica Mars, not Kristen Bell. I am talking about the character in the show.
Yes. Yes, the character in the show is written in a way that she's very judgmental towards women. She doesn't believe women. She's just like bad vibes. Bad vibes. I think, you're talking about like you softened on Veronica Mars with The Distance. I kind of like fell into a lull where we haven't watched Veronica Mars in a while. And then this being the first one back, I was like, oh yeah, that's what this is about.
It snapped me right back into it.
It's like, oh yes, the harsh world of Neptune, California.
Yes.
All right. Do we have anything else up top, or should we just get into this?
No, we have. Yeah, let's get into it.
Okay. Well, so the episode opens up with Veronica. She's at the dining hall with Logan, and he's waving a French fry in her face, and she eats it. Excellent scene.
Yeah.
He shows her the Neptune Lampoon, and it's all about how their offices got egged. And Veronica's reading it, and she's like, huh, okay. And then Weevil shows up after Logan leaves, and Weevil brings up the fact, he's like, well, did they mention that the dean's office also got egged? And Veronica's like, wait, what? And Weevil goes, yeah, these fucking egging assholes, they don't understand that when they egg the dean's office, it's not the dean that has to clean it up, it's me. But this is where Weevil's like, hey, there was an egging at the dean's office the night that the dean was murdered. And Veronica raises her eyebrows and she's like, huh, that's interesting. And then Weevil's like, and you know what? I really liked the dean. He had character. He was, I admired him.
Yes, I fixed his TV once and his air conditioner, and that was it.
Yeah. So now the plot thickens with the dean. There is all kinds of eggings going on.
I don't understand how that is not part of how that was not known. It's not easy to clean egg off windows. It's not a quick fix.
Yep. But Keith is at the sheriff's office and he's trying to look up some files from the dean's murder. He's looking up the police report from that day. And he gets it. He walks out. Sax tells Lamb. Lamb comes in doing the whole like thumbs in the belt buckle walk. Mm-hmm. And he's like, Keith Mars, what the hell are you doing here? And Sax is like, he's getting, we made copies of the Cyrus O'Dell murder report for him. And Lamb is like, you just don't know when to stop looking into crime, Keith. And Keith is like, I don't think this dude killed himself, man. I'm going to look into it. And Lamb is like, you're not the sheriff anymore.
It's crazy that Lamb is like, hey, you just keep trying to find a crime where there isn't one. But the history of the show is him finding a crime where there is one.
Yeah. I mean, also, dude, the acting choices of Sheriff Lamb, like the faces he's making, mm-hmm. It's like he's in a sitcom.
Yeah. It's hard to leave that soap opera skill set, away. I don't know when he crossed over and was doing the soap opera, but he just is mugging, like just doing funny looks, eyebrow raises.
Big eyebrows.
Yeah.
Yeah. But yeah, Keith is looking into it. He's got the files from the Dean's murder case. So Veronica's walking up the stairs, and the dude that a couple of episodes ago, he was helping Wallace cheat on his tests. He had all the answers from previous tests, and you can pay him and get all of the answers. His name is Max. He runs up to Veronica and he's like, hey, I heard that you're like a junior private investigator or something. I want to hire you for a case. The girl that I love is getting married next week, and I don't know much about her. I don't know where she lives. I don't know what kind of car she drives. I don't know her last name even, but I do know that her name is, what's the fake name that she gave him? Chelsea. And she's from Poughkeepsie, and that's all I know about her. And Veronica's like, all right, I can look into it. Where did you meet her? And he's like, oh, I met her at a Comic-Con. We really hit it off, and we met at a Battlestar Galactica portion, and we were talking about this author that I really loved. And the whole time, this guy is like spilling his guts to Veronica and being like, I really need you to find this girl. The only reason she's getting married is because I wasn't there for her, and she left me a voicemail that's like, stop looking for me because I'm getting married and you never called me or whatever. Veronica's just like so rude to this guy.
Yeah, she is just ripping into him, liking comics and movies and being like, oh, you met her at a Comic-Con, you loser, are you sure she likes you? And it is an Aaron Sorkin walk and talk. They go in a full circle down the stairs. Like, it is a full-on walk and talk.
Yeah, and it's just like, she's so mean to this guy. She's just like, oh yeah, Comic-Con, what were you in your... And for her trashing this guy, she seems to know an awful lot about Star Trek. Because she's like, what are you, some kind of Star Trek nerd? And then she's like naming a bunch of Star Trek characters. And I was just like, who's the Star Trek nerd here?
And then she's making an American Beauty reference. The guy who did True Blood, a show that we're reviewing this week on Patreon. Yeah. I noticed that.
The plastic bag in the wind or whatever reference. Yeah. And so Veronica's like, well, if this lady left you a voicemail, like, why don't you just call her back? And he's like, I did. And it's always a dude that picks up. And he's always like, I don't know of any Chelsea. So Veronica's like, let me get the number. I'll call it. He gives it to her. Veronica calls it. Dude answers. And he's like, dude, look, I don't know any Chelsea. And she's like, well, what's the area code? Where are you from? And it's from right around Poughkeepsie. Mm-hmm. And it turns out this person that's on the other end of the phone goes to Hearst. He works at the dining hall. And Veronica's like, all right, well, can I go through your phone and see when you sent this text message? Like, were you at a party or something? And somebody stole your phone? And dude's like, yeah, sure, come go through my phone. Now, this would never happen today.
Yeah, because he doesn't know how to work his phone. He's like, I don't know how to go. I just got this. I don't know how to work it. It's like, oh, that's of the era. And, Veronica knows everybody that works in the dining hall since she spends most of her time there.
That's where she lives now, basically.
Yeah. Something I want to bring up, though. The guy that plays Max is Adam Rose, who is, if you know on Instagram and TikTok, he is Blue Cardigan guy.
Yes. He is. He has
He's a
very
reaction.
many viral videos of. It's like your first day on the job at the construction site, and it's like a bunch of really wacky construction cutaways going on.
That's not the guy. I don't think you're thinking of the same guy. I think the guy you're thinking of is the guy that was in Cocaine Bear.
No. That's Scott Stice.
Okay.
Scott Stice.
Here, I just
we're thinking of the same guy.
I just sent you the thing, but he does like a lot of reaction videos.
So I've seen him do. It's like, oh, it's your first day at the gym, and he looks around the gym.
Okay.
And it's like crazy shit's happening.
He does a ton of reaction memes. I know what you're saying. Yeah, but this is that's him. And I was like, oh, that's crazy that guy was like, sometimes you see people on social media and you're like, oh, that's not an actor first. That's a social media guy that just did it. And it's like, oh no, this guy's in Veronica Mars, has a main episode based around him.
Yeah.
So
Veronica finds the dude at the dining hall. She's going through his phone. And I forgot to mention, while they do this walk and talk, Veronica goes back to Max's apartment. She sees a picture of Max and his roommates.
Digital picture this time, because they're like, okay, we can't have her find all of her clues out by looking at photos.
So she's like, "Oh, who are these guys that you were in my apartment?" And they're like, "No, we were at the around the world party or whatever, and we were at Canada, and it was really lame." And I was like, "Oh,
Yeah, it was lame. You came up with it in like 1 minute.
So yeah, Veronica's going through this dude's phone, and then another guy shows up in the little like food stand that this dude works at, and it's Veronica recognizes him as one of Max's roommates, and she's like, "Oh, do you happen to be Chelsea?" So she suspects him immediately. She's like, "You're son of, you know what you're doing."
I was so surprised she was right here.
Same. Because she's wrong so often. Her first instinct is wrong so often that I was like, what?
Yeah.
So Veronica returns to Max's room, and she's like, "Hey, Max, hate to break it to you, bud, but that was a fake text sent by your roommate because Chelsea, the girl that you met, is a hooker."
These are her words.
Her words, not ours. And it's her word that she chooses to use repeatedly throughout this episode.
Yeah, she gets corrected later, but it's so funny.
Yeah, I mean, she says it. It's like with a hard R.
It was a hard ER on that one and an extra hard H. Like, ease into
Chelsea.
it, man. She like took pride in telling this dude that.
Let me break this dude's heart. The girl that you're in love with, she's a no good, dirty, rotten hooker.
Yeah, jeez.
It's like, Jesus, dude, the stank that she has on that word is like bigoted.
Yeah, right.
But
Man.
It's her, Max's roommates hired this woman to help Max lose his virginity. But it turns out Max didn't even have sex with this woman. That was part of his story. He was like, we just had a deep connection. When I dropped her off at the airport, she was crying, and she said that she left her contact information for me back at the hotel. But by the time I got back to the hotel, the cleaning crew had already like taken it and threw it away. Yes, Brian and his other roommate, they hired her to have sex with Max to lose his virginity, and Max is all upset. And he's like, that can't be, because she was a nerd like me. And Veronica's like, they coached her up on all the Comic-Con stuff. She even quotes like a line that she said to Max. And they broke up with Max via text just to get him to stop thinking about this girl. Like, hey, I'm getting married and blah, blah, blah. And Max is like, I don't care. I still want to find her. Can you still find this woman? And Veronica's like, you want me to find a hooker for you? And Max is like, I know that this sounds crazy. I know that a lot of guys say this, but like, me and this girl, we had something. We had a connection. And Veronica's like, I mean, all right, I'll find her for you.
Yeah.
So then Veronica goes over to the roommates, and she's like, how did you guys find this lady? And they're like pissed because they paid $1,000 for this lady, and Max didn't even have sex with her. And they're like, we didn't even get our money's worth. God damn it, Max, you fucking
like, these guys seem like they would be the ones that would watch it happening. If that's if you're spending I've never paid for sex. Not like bragging or saying that in any kind of like judgmental way.
Okay, Vance doesn't have to pay for sex. Ooh.
Vance doesn't pay for strange.
Vance just shows up and goes, hey, I'm one of the hosts of Boys Watching Buffy. And it's just panties dropped.
First they go like, which one? And then
the good one.
The good one. The one you like.
But the one that has to say, those are Joe Welke's words, not this.
It does not support the words being said on this podcast. Thoughts and opinions of Joe Welke do not represent. But like $1,000, they really, I don't know if they're like awful friends or great friends, because I'm not paying $1,000.
That's a lot of money. 2007?
We'll see that money does not matter at all here in this episode.
I want a backstory on Max.
Same. Dude.
Yeah. But these two guys, they're pissed because Max didn't even have sex with them. And Veronica's like, yeah, I don't care about any of this, dude. How did you find her? They bring Veronica to their computer and they go to a website. I forget what the website's called, but it's like findanescort.com or some shit. And Veronica's like, wow, this is like a hooker search engine. Mm-hmm. God, anybody that goes on this site is pathetic. You know, this. I was just like, Jesus, dude.
And we get a weird science reference as they're like searching through the site. And we reviewed Weird Science on Patreon.
We did. Patreon.com/BoysWatchingBuffy. If you want to get just Weird Science, $3. We sell all of the movie reviews individually for $3.
Yeah. But it's crazy that this scene felt like it was done in real time. I felt like they were searching this website and talking about female stats and what these mean and the girlfriend experience and all this. I was like, this is going on a long time. And Veronica's riffing and then going back and forth. They're like, oh, that one has a longer torso. And I was like, all right. You guys are indulging in this one.
Yeah. Well, we had to have Veronica learn about all of the experiences that you got. The girlfriend experience and the girlfriend experience. Like, what's that? Does it mean that she has experience being a girlfriend? The guys are like, no. The girlfriend experience is when you have, it's just like, you can get the PSE, which is the porn star experience.
Yeah.
And Veronica's like, good God.
Yeah.
But yeah, the riffing and the quips.
Is this the same site that Beaver got that lady from? Because remember, they did that like quick. They were online at the school.
Was Chelsea, the original Chelsea that Veronica sees, was that the same Chelsea that made out with Dick?
There's a moment when the Chelsea picture comes up and it's like they don't say anything for a while. And I was like, that can't be who he fell in love with. I was hoping that it was. I was too. I was like, I want to see this happen. Because immediately Veronica goes, that's a man. Or that's a guy, or that's a dude. And they go, no, they changed the names around. You got to swap. You got to search by her features. And she was like blonde. And like they base her off of, I forget the lady in it, like with a B cup or with a C cup or something. I don't know.
Yeah, Mila Jovovich.
Yeah.
The Resident Evil lady. I think she's only been in those movies.
She's been in other stuff. She's in that Bruce Willis movie, The Fifth Element.
Oh, you're right. She's like a sci-fi staple.
But I only really got that one that I can think of offhand.
Yeah. I mean, she's been in those Resident Evil movies for like 50 years, it seems like. And now she's like on to another series that's directed by the same director as the
Isn't she married to that guy? I think she's married to the director.
That would make sense. Yeah. That would make sense.
We should do one of those Resident Evil movies. Those things are weird.
We should do all of the all 90 of them.
Come on Discord and tell us if that's something you guys want to see.
Just lose Patreon subscribers.
What are they going to do after Twilight?
The Resident Evil series. So yeah, they narrow this it down to two. There's two girls that, on the website, for some reason, Chelsea, the trans person that was on the website, didn't have their face blurred, but these two other girls that they narrowed it down to, they both had their faces blurred. So the roommates are like, I can't really remember which one it is. Like, it could be either one of these two.
I don't know why we even needed to do this.
Yeah.
Okay.
So Veronica comes home and Keith's at home and he's looking over the police reviews, and this is disgusting.
They love. Okay, so now it's like just they love the like they're a married couple and playing whichever role, and Veronica's now playing the working.
Where's my dinner?
The working husband and pretending that Keith is the stay-at-home wife that's not doing anything, and she comes in and she's like, "Where's my dinner?" and bits and whatever, and Keith is reading over like his best friends in the world's fake Dean O'Dell's report, and he's like in his feels, and she's like, come on, do a bit with me.
Yeah, and he's like, look, I'm not really in the mood, and she's like, no, do the bit. And then Keith just is like, I'm looking over Dean Odell's murder report. And Veronica's like, oh, I see why.
It's the WB frog bit that he's doing with the hands out, the jazz hands. And it is. Yeah. I was like, we don't have to do this.
Yeah, it was. This is just like when they were breaking into the lady's house, except for, I mean, that one had more urgency, but this one made me cringe just as, like, it's so cringy, dude.
Yeah.
But he's looking over the report and he's like, man, this report looks like it was done by like a fifth grader. It's so unprofessional. And Veronica tells him about like, oh, well, does it say anything about like the dean's office getting egged? And Keith's like, no, it doesn't. And Veronica's like, well, there was Lilith House girls. They were going on an egging spree. And Keith is like, huh, I don't know why they wouldn't include that in this police report. Can you go and ask the Lilith House girls about some of this egging stuff? And Veronica's like, oh, actually, I cannot. Those girls hate me. And with good reason. But
I'm happy that she finally said no to Keith being like, hey, you mind asking Nish about this? And Veronica's like, nah, I'm out. You got to do this yourself, dude.
Yeah. And then Keith is like, all right, well, thanks for the info. I'm going to go to the Lilith House people. I'm going to figure it out. I'm going to ask some questions. And then Keith turns and goes, so what are you up to tonight? And Veronica's like, I'm going down to the city and I'm meeting up with 2 hookers.
What she says, though, is even worse. She says, I'm meeting 2 hookers over at Logan's later.
Yeah. And then Keith looks like, wait, what? And Veronica's like, what? Ain't you ever had your daughter meet up with 2 hookers? And,
don't be such a prude, like, Dad.
Yeah. What? Keith's like, well, whatever you're doing, just be safe. I wrote in my, I have one final note on this scene, and it says, hated this scene.
Yes. This scene only we need to hear, hey, there's an egging that he doesn't know about. It's somehow not in the police report, which is insane. Whoever looked at that room did not see the window with eggs on it or whatever. And that's all we really get from that. And that he's going to question Nish, not Veronica. But we get the bit in the beginning, and then we get this meeting with 2 hookers. I guess that's more information too for what's happening later. But it's implied from the previous scene that that's going to happen. But her saying that to her dad after what they've been through this season already, and just letting that hang there.
Yeah.
Where he's watched you yell at Logan. Logan yelled at him in the living room like a while ago. And then just like Logan's history in general. And the fact that you just hang out at a hotel with your boyfriend and you're just openly telling your dad that it seems like they crossed so far past being father-daughter.
Yeah. I mean, I just didn't enjoy the quip sandwich that happens here. Like the bits that they're doing at the start of the scene and then the end of the scene. I was just like, man, it's so cringy.
It's a way that you could tie this in because they did have Keith call over like an escort that one day, and Veronica's there and she's like, okay, Dad. And she goes back to her room.
Yeah.
But they didn't play that part up. They didn't play that part. I think there's a way to get this to work a little better, but it seems like Veronica's saying it to get under her dad's skin, like still joking, as opposed to like, hey, part of a job, or something like, I don't know. There's a way to do it.
And look, I don't want to make it seem like I don't like quips or quipping. It's like, it's just, this is quip. Like, I like a lot of Veronica's sarcasm and like, but it was a little bit overload.
Yeah.
A little overload.
And I will say this is a lighter episode, I will say.
Yeah. Comparatively, yeah.
Yes. Even though we're dealing with
someone's
sex
entry
workers.
Point, I don't think they'll think it's a light episode.
Yeah, even though we're dealing with sex workers, but this is a breezy Veronica Mars episode.
Speaking of sex workers, Veronica goes over to Logan's and they're getting ready to meet up with the sex workers. And out of nowhere, Veronica just turns to Logan. She goes, have you ever been with a hooker? And Logan goes, I think they prefer the term escort.
Yes, right.
I was like, all right, Logan, thank you. I don't even know if that's politically correct at this day and age, but
escort's definitely way better than a hooker or streetwalker.
Yeah, right. Veronica. But Veronica's like, so have you ever been with an escort then? And Logan's like, why? And Veronica's like, I think you just answered the question with that reaction. And she's like, I just think that we should know about each other, warts and all. And Logan's like, I'd rather not have the warts. I'd rather we have a good time. And Veronica's like, I can't have a good time.
He was banging your best friend who is now dead. Like, what more do you need to know about him?
Well, I love that Veronica's like, why don't you want to answer? And Logan's logic is like, because if I answer, then it's how many and on how many occasions. And it's just a never ending.
Yeah.
And Veronica's like, so you've been with multiple on several occasions? And Logan like rolls his eyes like, God, Jesus, dude. So then Max shows up. He's like, hey, thanks guys for doing this. And then they're sitting there waiting for the ladies to show up.
What did you think about the decision to have cheeseburgers before? Is that what they had in the bag? They have like food. They have brown bag food. I feel like they got like fast food or something, which I thought was an interesting choice when you're inviting over escorts.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But Veronica's getting upset because these ladies, they're late. And Logan's like, well, I mean, do you really expect them to be very punctual? I mean, they're, I don't think they're really known for their punctuality, but Max is like, yeah, I'm going to go to the bathroom. And as soon as Max gets up, a door knock happens. Mm-hmm. And I was like, all right, nobody's going to call Max to come back from the bathroom. Like, oh, hey, well, wait a second. Let's see if this is the person. But they answer a door. This girl, her name is Lisette. And she comes in and she sees that Logan and Veronica are there. And she's like, oh, I wasn't planning on two, but like if you pay extra. And Max comes and he's like, it's not her. And Max pays her and she leaves. And she's like, oh, easiest $500 I've ever earned. This is dope.
Right?
But as Max pays her, and they're like, all right, she can leave. Logan's like, whoa, hold up. That seems a little wasteful. I mean, we did pay her. Maybe we could have her do a little something.
Do you know how to play chess or anything? You good at
I have
a
fetish for people cleaning my hotel room.
Yeah, you know how to fluff pillows?
Yeah. You want to be my new fluffer?
Hey, the psychic show's about to start. You want to hang out?
Yeah. You want to sit and chill and listen to the Piz? So she leaves, and then the next escort shows up shortly after, and Max recognizes her immediately. He's like, that's her. And then this girl goes, Max? And then she runs, and Max and this lady embrace. Mm-hmm. And it's like, the romantic swell music is playing, and Veronica and Logan look like, well, I'll be damned.
I will say, the look on Logan's face is the happiest I've ever seen him. Him looking at the two of them, he is like delighted. He is like in awe. He has like this look on his face I have not seen him have all series. Yeah. Go back, listeners. If you have it, go back, check it out.
Yeah.
He is
Logan
beaming.
Is oddly the voice of reason in this episode.
He's got a soft spot for sex workers.
Yeah.
I don't know.
I guess
so. It's spectrums for all of them, bum fights.
Yep.
He has no respect for the homeless, but sex workers. Yeah.
Or Mexican people.
Oh yeah. Yeah. And he steers clear of making fun of black people, but I'll just say he probably holds some some questionable opinions.
Yeah.
Yeah. And I don't know about Asians. I mean,
we haven't seen him in too many scenes with Wallace, and let's just leave it at that. There's a reason why they don't team up too often, probably.
Wallace would have had a blast this episode.
Oh my God, he would have. It's probably for the best.
He would have been a problem. He would have been a problem this episode.
What if I see a cute hooker?
Yeah. We're trying
Can I party?
We're trying to prevent a sexual assault. Stop doing bits and wops.
Yeah. But this lady, she's very excited that she's with Max again. Max and her are smooching at Logan's place, and Veronica and Logan are just like watching and eating popcorn. And this girl's real name, her name is Wendy. Max is all excited. Wendy tells Logan and Veronica, like, hey, dude, I really liked Max. Like, when I met him, I was like, this guy is the shit. And she's like, and it made me realize like that all of the choices that I made, everything that happened and I've gone through in my life led me to the moment that I met Max. And also, we have to mention, Max is kind of nerdy looking. He looks kind of like a thicker McLovin. He's got the McLovin-ish kind of look to him. Mm-hmm. And Wendy is just a classic bombshell smoke show. Mm-hmm. So, unlikely pairing, to say the least.
I think he could pull her.
Yeah, I've seen it out in the wild.
Yeah.
I've seen it.
Yeah.
But just need to have that visual, and that's why Logan and Veronica are seeing them like kissing, and they're looking like, what the fuck?
But Logan's into it. I think Logan's like, I've never seen true love. Like, it's like he's a rom-com fan, and he's just like, I like this. This is Pretty Woman. I like it.
Yeah.
This episode is brought to you by Fandango. People say fans are too distracted these days. But the truth is, when a great movie hits the screen, you show up. You stay glued, invested, part of the story. And without fans like you, there'd be no cinema magic, no shared moments. So head to Fandango.com to get tickets, stream, or rent or buy top movies and series. Fandango loves fans.
Sierra has all the best active and outdoor brands for the super athletic stuff, like running gear for cruising up the trail. Woo! And the super athletic-ish stuff, like fishing gear for chilling by the creek. Nice cast. Fitness apparel to push for higher reps. You got this. And golf balls priced so you can afford to lose one. Or a few. Head to Sierra or Sierra.com for the brands you want at the prices that let you do it all. From athletic to athletic-ish, Sierra's got it.
So they're all smitten. They go back to making out, and Logan and Veronica look like, well, I'll be damned. And then there's another knock at the door. And Veronica's like, I don't recall hiring a third hooker.
What she says is, don't tell me Dick lost his key again or something.
Yeah.
And I was like, wait, so Dick really is living here?
Yeah, that was a plot point that I forgot.
Yeah, and I was like, he lost his key here. It's a hotel. He'd probably just get one at the front desk from the girl that loves Logan. Like, it's not crazy. But we had to mention that Dick is living there.
Yes,
which I still think is insane.
Yep. Still don't know how he messed up big time.
Mm-hmm.
Anywho, so Veronica goes to answer the door, and who is it but Madison? And I'm glad that they said her name because I would have never recognized her.
I swear. We get shit for not recognizing some people. And like, I'll recognize like an actor from something like randomly. But Madison.
Yeah, you recognize Max from fucking viral Instagrams and TikToks.
I recognized him more when I saw like an IMDb. That wasn't a straight up face because he has the beard and the blue cardigan thing. So, but I'm like, oh yeah, that is him. But Madison. I can never track her look.
Well, to be fair, she did change her look. She's got bangs now.
Okay, every time I'm like, I don't know. I guess.
I'm so glad that they said it was Madison. Yeah. Because I was like, oh, that's Madison now? Okay.
I was like, we got another escort? Did you overorder?
So Madison comes in and Veronica's like, Dick's not here. And Madison's like, I'm not here for Dick. I'm here for other Dick. Hey, Logan. And Logan's like, barely looks up from his popcorn. He's like, oh, hey, Madison. And then Veronica's like, we're in the middle of something here. And Madison's like, okay, well, I'll see you all later. And she saunters off.
She doesn't hint towards that Logan thing. She
does say hi to Logan.
She says hi to Logan, but yeah. And it's just like weird because I wrote in my note when she showed up, I was like, Madison shows up. Why? What? And this is the moment that I was teasing.
Okay.
Earlier. So Madison leaves. And then Veronica says, if Dick starts dating her, Logan is going to have to get a new roommate.
Mm-hmm.
And this is where I write, it's official. Veronica Mars hates women. Because that's your breaking point. If Madison starts hanging out with your boyfriend, not your sexual assaulter's brother and person who tried to murder you, not the stepson of Kendall who Logan slept with,
not the son of Aaron Eccles who tried to murder you.
Why is Madison the breaking point, but Dick, who has been nothing but a monster? How is that not something that would make you go, you know what? No, I can't. You cannot live with Dick. Dick is bad news. But if he has Madison around, that's when he needs to get a new roommate. And I was like, what is why is what she did to you more damning than what Dick was about to do to her, which has led to that?
Yeah.
If she spit in a cup and you drink it, that's disgusting. Fuck her. You should never like her at all. But Logan put the drugs.
He brought the drugs to the party. Yeah.
Dick put it in her cup. But yet the one on the bottom that was about to be a victim of that, that's the one that you're like, no, her, fuck her. But Dick is fine. I'll still be cool with Dick. That was my whatever. And then this brings me to my follow-up thought that I had from previous episodes.
Okay.
So I'm just going to read what I wrote. Here we go. Chip gets an egg shoved up his butt and his head shaved and gets over it to the point where he openly jokes about it and embraces it.
Mm-hmm.
Meanwhile, Pie Sig body shames Patrice Petrelli and she walks off a roof and ends up in a mental asylum. What is the messaging of this show? Mac had her libido broken.
Yes.
What is the messaging? Like, Chip, a guy, gets embarrassed, gets in a fight. Next thing you know, he's at a party like nothing happened. Yeah. This other girl gets embarrassed at a party, and she's now in a mental institution. What is the...
I mean, Veronica, there's no looking into who did what to Chip either, too. Like, there's no ramifications for that.
Yeah, but my thing is, like, why is Chip so easily able to get over the similar embarrassment even more publicly than what the Patrice Petrelli one is? And what is the messaging there? Like, Chip shouldn't be joking about what happened to him.
Yeah, no.
But he is. He's just
he's
joking about it,
he's
hooking
surfing.
Up with girls. He doesn't care about what's happening at the party. Like, what is the messaging of the show? And like Mac is like broken. Mac had her whole libido broken from like this one incident. Is it just like women are, I don't know. Like, that was something that was lingering from the last time. And then we get to this scene where the breaking point is, well, Madison shows up. Don't hang out with Dick. I'm like, what are you talking about, Veronica? Dick is the problem. Dick has said some of the worst things this season.
Yep. If Dick's with Madison again, she can't do it. Just let Dick show up and like make jokes to you about like just the worst possible stuff. And
you are asking Logan about hookers, and you walked in and he was with Kendall, Dick's stepmother. Yeah. It's just like women can't do anything. If a guy and a girl do the same thing, Veronica will hate the girl for the rest of her life. Yeah. And the guy will get like a slap on the wrist. She'll look at him and say something bad and then make out with him later.
Yep.
All right.
Yeah.
Rant over.
No, you're right, dude. The messaging in the show is fucking all over the place.
Yeah.
But anyway. So we go to the Mars household. Keith is putting on his sheriff uniform and he's looking at himself in the mirror, and Veronica shows up. She catches him and she makes a joke about how he's a stripper. Anyway.
Yeah. Another thing. I was like, wow, she went right into making fun of her dad as a stripper. She's having fun. Yeah. She is real loose in season 3. Veronica is real loose.
Gives him a boom box, and she's like, now when you tear away the pants, you gotta start thrusting toward the bachelorette with your hips. I was just like, all right, here's some more bits between Keith and Veronica.
I don't know which ones I like these bits more than they're a married couple bits.
Fast.
These are better than a married couple. Yeah, if we didn't have the ones before, this is fine.
Yeah.
Yeah.
The other one was a little too drawn out. This was decent.
I could get away
you
from
come
Who's
home-
Your Daddy and like, Where's My Dinner Woman? Like,
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, those ones are very weird.
Yeah.
So Keith, he's putting on his sheriff uniform because he's going to go impersonate a cop. He goes to Claire's dorm apartment that she lives with Fern, and he's asking them about the egging, and he's like, I suspect you, basically, and he's like, you guys were going around doing eggings. You did the Pie Sig's place, you did the Lampoon, and the Dean's place got egged, and he basically gets them to admit that they did the egging.
Mm-hmm.
And Nish comes out from around the corner after the girls were like, well, we did the egging of the Dean's place. Nish kind of disappeared and we don't know where she went. And then Keith is like, well, we suspect the Dean was murdered, so we better figure out where Nish was because that makes her suspect number one.
Mm-hmm.
And then Nish saunters from around the corner and she's like, girls, stop answering this guy's question because that is Keith Mars. Do you guys not watch the news ever? This guy is a famous private detective, and he wrote a best-selling novel about the Aaron Eccles murder case. What's with you guys?
Also, it's not even that. You can even wipe away the Eccles case. They just solved the rapist case. And I would assume every news thing that brought that up would be like, and Veronica Mars was at the center of this. You may know her from the Eccles case where Keith Mars and the sheriff. Like, I think it would just come up every time they did it. Also, I mean, I'm sure they probably weren't watching the that show. What was it called? The
Tinseltown Diaries?
Yeah, they might not have been watching that on repeat in college, you know? But I'm just happy that Keith wasn't able to get away with this because it was driving me crazy the first half of the scene. I was like, it's no way.
Well,
no one recognizes you.
Keith is like, you guys are doing illegal things. We suspect. And I love that Nish comes around and is like, I think what you're doing right now, my dude, is real illegal, impersonating a cop.
I think Nish should have been more adamant and being like, not I think, it is. She should know that it is.
Yeah. I mean, because it is. For someone so plugged in and like recognizing Keith, she should just call the actual cops. Sheriff Lamb would be there in a heartbeat.
What's the old Chappelle joke? Like if a black person even does something that looks illegal, an old black man will come on and be like, hey, don't do that. That's 5 to 10. I'm like, come on, Nish, you know what's illegal.
Yeah. But Keith is like, well, before I go, like, where were you? And Nish is like, I disappeared because I was egging the Dean's car. You know, that precious little Volvo that he loves so much. And I was like, that's the one that he loves so much? He's got Porsches.
He's like Jay Leno with his garage full of cars.
And Keith is like, all right, the Volvo, I'll keep note of that. So Keith is driving home from this, and he pulls up next to Sheriff Lamb, and they both look at each other in their sheriff uniforms. And then Keith drives off, and Sheriff Lamb is like, huh, that was interesting.
It was like a Mentos commercial or something. And
there was a weird song playing in the back, yeah.
And my thing was, hey, Lamb, this is your chance. Arrest him. He's impersonating an officer. What are you doing?
Yep. Well, I mean, he could be just driving around in it. I don't know. Maybe he gets his...
I don't know. I don't know. He's wearing an actual uniform. I don't know.
I was going to say, is it illegal to just wear it?
I don't know what the breaking point is. I think when Keith goes, hey, I'm with the sheriff's department, and he goes into that apartment.
Well, yeah what he was doing at Claire's apartment is 100% illegal.
That's what was crazy a few episodes ago when he did that for the Richard Grieco, the Dean's stepkid's biological father. And the guy from LA is like, hey, we heard you came and impersonated something. And he's like, whatever, arrest me. I'm like, yeah, dude, that's a serious offense.
Yeah. So then we go back to Veronica's story, and she's she goes to Max's apartment or dorm, and Max is like, all right, I got another favor that I need to ask you, Veronica. I need you to help Wendy disappear.
Mhm.
And Veronica's like, wait, what? I thought at the start of the scene, I was like, oh, Max doesn't like Wendy anymore. Because it was like, I need Wendy to disappear.
Oh, no, I knew what he meant right away.
But what he wants is he wants to take Wendy away from the life of being an escort. Wendy wants to run away with Max. She doesn't want to be a hooker anymore. But the problem is, the catch of this is she has one regular client. It's a judge who likes to hire her to do tickle fights and wear her shoes. And Veronica knows this judge. She's like, no way, it's that judge? Oh, that's hilarious. And so Max is like, can you do it? Can you help her like disappear, go off grid, because we can run away together? And Veronica's like, I'll see what I can do.
I gotta say, if this guy's hiring a girl for tickle fights and wearing her shoes, I'm fine. I'm fine with it.
Yeah.
What we know now from all the stuff that's happening of those files.
Yep. Those files.
This right here is tame as hell. I'd pay for him to do this.
That's the most innocent thing happening in Neptune.
Yes. She's over 18. He's wearing some women's shoes and having tickle fights. I'm like, you know what? That's fine, dude. If that keeps you sane for most of the day and you don't have to do anything weird other than that, fine.
I support it.
I support this wholly. And if I don't know why is this her reference that she's complaining? Like, I gotta get out of this. I'm like, you make $1,000 a week for tickle fights?
Yeah.
That's gotta be better than whatever you thought you were going into that hotel for when you got hired by Veronica. Like,
yeah, that's true. Yeah. I mean, that seems like a pretty easy gig.
You know what you're getting into.
Yeah.
You know, you got 52 grand coming every year.
Yeah, it's pretty sick.
Yeah.
So anyway, we go to Logan, and Logan opens his door because he got a knock at the door, and it's another escort, and she's got a black eye, and she's there looking for Wendy. And she's like, I need to find Wendy. We need to get her back. We need to bring her back. She's trying to escape. So then Wendy goes to Logan's.
Logan looks genuinely concerned this scene.
Oh, yeah.
It's like arms crossed. Like he is beside himself. And I was like, this is Logan who treats everyone like shit. He is so in his feels when it comes to these escorts.
Yeah. But Wendy and Mac show up to Logan's hotel room, and this escort is telling Wendy, like, hey, Mr. Happy Fists took a beating to me, and he said, I'm going to keep getting beat until you return to the house. And you just, you're one of the like top girls and you owe money or whatever. And Max is like, I can't allow Wendy to go back. I'm taking her away from this life. And Wendy's like, nah, dude, I have to go back. And Max goes, let me talk to your pimp. I was like, let me talk to her. I'm pretty persuasive. Let me talk to your pimp. And Wendy's like, nah, dude, no. Look, I love getting to spend time with you, Max, but I gotta go. And Max is like, how much money does Wendy owe? And this other escort is like, she owes $1,000. And Max is like, here's $1,000. Just pulls it out. It's like, I was going to pay this to another escort during this investigation. I just have it on me at all times, $1,000. Give this and Wendy will be fine. Mm-hmm. And you'll stop getting beaten. Wendy will be fine. But and then he's like saying to Wendy, like, man, we'll figure this out. Mm-hmm. So Wendy and this escort leave. And Max is all in his feels now.
I really thought this is a problem that can be solved by money, right? I figured that, and I was like, hey, Logan, you're looking sad in the corner there, but you want to offer up some cash?
No, he's got to save his money to pay for this hotel room. But Max is all sad on Logan's couch, and Logan's like, I mean, I feel bad for the guy, but also I kind of want to kick him out. Can't stay here all the time. And Veronica's like, I'll go talk to him. So Veronica goes, and she's like, hey, man, for what it's worth, I was wrong. It seems like you guys do have a connection. You and Wendy seem to have something great together. Mm-hmm. And I feel bad about all of this. And man, it's just, that's just the way the cookie crumbles, man. You'll find another girl. There's a lot of fish in the sea, but like, damn, that Wendy girl, you and her had something special. So she gets up to get Max a glass of water, and Max is like, thanks. She picks up the towel that the other escort had on her face that was like icing her wounds. Mm-hmm. And she looks at it, and there's a bunch of purple stuff on it. And Veronica's like, wait a minute. This is makeup. Those two fucking hookers tricked us. You got conned, Max, by hookers. You're a fucking piece of shit. You were duped. You were hoodwinked. I knew we should have never trusted these hookers. These are no good, dirty, rotten. I was just like, God, the flip was crazy.
And my thought was, what is their con? You called them over and you were going to pay them $1,000 because that's her going rate in general. And then you paid her $1,000. I'm like, where's the con? Where's the con, Veronica?
I will say, when the other escort was talking to Max, like, Wendy's got to come back, and Wendy's like, I gotta go. I was like, oh, this is her out.
Yeah, I figured this was her out, but I didn't think it was like a con for money. Let's like screw over this guy because they don't need to.
Yeah.
She literally has a standing invitation with the judge. So conning a college kid isn't really her game. But I felt like she didn't like him anymore, and she was like, all right, let's go. But that also felt abrupt because she saw Max and was like, oh my God. It wasn't like she didn't have to like pretend like, oh no, he found out that I'm a hooker. Like, he knew when she showed up.
Yeah.
But
Max feels dumb, and Max is all upset, and Veronica's like, I vow to crush Wendy.
She literally goes, how to make a happy hooker not so happy. I'm like, yeah, chill, Veronica.
Yeah, dude.
It's not your money. It's not your money. Chill.
So Veronica does a lot of investigation. She gets the judge's number, his home phone number, and she's like, I'm going to call the judge. We're going to like get the judge involved in this. And Logan is like, stop. This is a bad idea, Veronica. She's like, no, don't you want to fucking destroy a hooker's ego and her business? I can steal a client away from her, and I get to like revenge for Max. I'm like, why are you so invested in this, Veronica?
And even Max says, you don't have to do this. Max says that.
Logan's going, I don't think it's a good idea that you're extorting a judge.
Yes. I was like, what are you doing? The two guys are saying you don't have to do this. Veronica's like, no, we're doing this because I don't trust these. It was aggressive.
I mean, Veronica's like, she tells Max, give me your phone because it's untraceable. And I was like, I would not give Veronica my phone to do this extortion stuff.
She's like, I'm going to call for your number so they don't know it's me. I'm like, do you not think judges can figure out what call came from?
Yeah, just going to be not friends with cops that can trace this shit?
He's a judge. If you can find a phone number, he can.
Yeah, you think he doesn't have a login to Private Eyes with a Z.com? But Veronica makes the call. She makes demands. Hey, you better give me $1,000 and leave it at the bus station in a locker, and otherwise I'm going to expose you as a tickle fight having motherfucker.
This is insane to me on so many levels. One, doesn't disguise her voice at all.
Nope.
Every time we see her make a phone call, she's doing some accent. This one, straight up Veronica Mars voice. Two, you're extorting a judge for $1,000?
Right.
Is this a prank? $1,000? And you want it to be in a bus station locker?
Yeah.
Yeah,
man.
Man,
Very ballsy.
It was reminding me of, like, when they go to it later, it was reminding me of that episode where Anthony Anderson was there and they had to track down the thing.
Yeah.
That was so crazy at the end. But yeah.
So yeah, she's like, all right, plans in action. Max is like, all right, I'm going to go mope around my door. I'm sorry for like being here for so long. And then Veronica's like, all right, well, Max leaves. Veronica's like, well, all that extortion and illegal activities got me real horny. Hey, Logan, you want to fuck? And they start making out. And then the next scene is like them post-coitus.
Did he bring that comforter himself? Because there's no way that's the hotel's comforter color design. No way.
Yeah.
But with that previous scene, I do want to say, I thought at one point when Max says you don't have to do this, I thought this was now a con that Max and Wendy were playing over
Wendy were in
Veronica.
on.
Because I was like, this is too much. Like she going too far. And then she got really horny from it, which is, yeah, man.
Yep. So they just got done banging, and Veronica, they're in the afterglow, they're cuddling. Veronica can't let a good moment happen because she turns, she's like, no, okay, but seriously, have you ever been with a hooker? And Logan's like, why do you keep asking me this?
Yeah.
Just chill, dude.
Yeah.
And Veronica's like, look, dude, buried secrets tend to surface when around girls like me. And Logan goes, yeah, because of all the digging that you do. I was like, this is a very great point.
Yes.
And Veronica's like, just come clean. Tell me that you've been with a hooker. And Logan's like, why are you so adamant about this? And then Logan, they get to a point where Logan's like, all right, fine. Ask me whatever you want. I'll answer honestly. And then Veronica's like, all right, cool. You ever been with a hooker? And Logan goes, no. And then he goes, have you ever been with a hooker?
He should have
been like, no.
He should have been like, did Lily ever accept money for sex?
I would have, if he was just like hundreds.
Like,
just see Veronica.
What if he said 4, 5, 1? Yes. Like, what would change? What would change, Veronica?
Well, the whole thing is like, Veronica's like, give me an opportunity to prove like how chill I can be about all this. And Logan's like, I know that you're not chill.
Yeah.
I've seen how you've acted.
Yeah.
For 2.5 seasons.
But
sure,
should.
Let's pretend that you're going to be chill.
Yeah, and you always come back.
So, yeah. So then Veronica goes, all right, next question. How were you and Mercer able to return from Mexico and have Mercer commit a rape the same night? And Logan turns, is like, geez, you're asking about this again.
I honestly was just like, I thought we were going to make it out of this episode without a hard R word.
Yep.
And we couldn't.
But Logan turns away from her and he's like, God, you're still asking about this? I'm like, this is all she should be asking about.
My thought here was, is that the only part of the Mexico story you care about? Yeah. How have you not looked up the hotel to see who died, if anybody? Yeah. Are you telling me you've been digging about, you care more about whether or not Logan's been with a hooker than if he was an accomplice to like involuntary manslaughter?
Yeah.
He was like, we just drove away, Veronica. It's a secret I never wanted to tell you about.
It's what anybody would do. He ran.
And this whole Mercer somehow drove back from Mexico. I think they're planting a seed that there's more to another. I don't know what this is doing. Well, because I'm confused by it.
Well, we had so many questions about it after they like quote unquote solved that case with Mercer. We were like, how is that possible?
Yeah, but she's like, how is it possible that Mercer drove? You don't go to Mexico, hang out with a bunch of girls and party, and then say, oh, my buddy passed out. Let me drive back to Hearst College. Unless Hearst is right across the border, which it is not. And you have to drive back to Hearst College, shave a girl's head, assault her, and then drive back to Mexico, invite more girls over, set the hotel on fire, and then drive back. That's insane.
Yeah, man.
What are they doing? This whole thing is starting to, I don't know. I don't know what's going to come from this, and I don't like it. But I still think Veronica should care about what happened at the hotel also.
Yeah. But Logan's story is like, I don't know, I must have passed out while Mercer was doing whatever he was doing. I don't know, maybe I had a few drinks, maybe he drugged me. And I was like, once Logan said maybe he drugged me, I was like, I'm not buying whatever story you're telling here, Logan.
Because you said you were asleep in your room, you woke up, went outside, like went to the other room, and he had girls there, and it was a fire, and you guys got out. That's not how someone coming to from a GHB drugging would be so quick.
Yeah.
Veronica was like sipping medicine, being fed medicine from a spoon from her dad. It's not like you woke up, saw a fire, and was like, let's get out of here.
Yeah. Yeah. So I don't know what's going on with that storyline. But so then Veronica has another question. She goes, so when we were broken up, were you with anybody? And Logan's like, yup. And then Veronica turns her way in a huff. Ugh, how could you? And Logan's like, she was a horrible girl. And every time I think about it, I regret it. It was the worst decision of my life. And Veronica's like, can't even look at Logan. And then this is the time where Logan, in all of his tact, seeing how upset and unshow Veronica is, goes, you still love me after knowing all this stuff?
he plays that love card so hard.
Yeah. Manipulator, dude.
He's like, you love me still? Please love me. Do you still love me?
She goes, yes. And he's like, okay, cool. And then they kiss.
Honestly, you guys are broken up. He's done so many worse things. I don't care.
We're on a break.
Yeah.
See, I thought that he was talking about the girl, the surfer girl.
No, I knew exactly who he said. In my note, I have that person's name with question mark, because it was so obvious.
So then Veronica, she's at home, she's eating. Max gives her a call, and he's like, the judge called. We got to go pick up the money. And Veronica's like, oh, we got to go. He's like, why? And Veronica's like, oh, we got to go because this is the best part. Picking up. I was like, why is this the best part?
She's getting really turned on by this scam that she's doing. She's done scams like this for seasons. I don't know why this one is. Wait, I don't even understand what her goal is. They'll get the $1,000 back and she'll lose a client.
Yeah,
that's what she's
it's getting
to do?
Max's money back for conning him, and now Wendy would lose the judge client,
which she. I guess Veronica thinks because this is a scam that Wendy still wants that judge client, even though it seems like she wanted to get out. But yeah, I got you. Yeah, sure.
Consistent money.
I mean, she wants to get out of the game now.
Yeah.
The rest of the week's not so
good. Let's just say it's not all tickle fights and high heel wearing.
It's not all tickle fights.
So Veronica and Max show up to the bus station. They open the locker, and in the locker, rather than $1,000, it's a note that says, go outside, get in the limo, or Wendy gets hurt. And this was the craziest part to me. They go outside. They see the limo. Waiting by the limo is a 7'2" gigantic man. And they get in the limo. It's like, what are you doing?
The shot of them getting in the limo, we have over shoulder of that guy, and he is towering over both of them.
Yeah. And he just opens the door and threateningly goes, get in. And I was like, run. Both of you run. So they get in. The limo drives them to a remote parking lot. And I was like, oh, this is the end of the show. The next mystery is Veronica got to solve her own murder.
That would be impressive. I hope that's the season 4.
But they're in there, and Veronica is nervously being like, all right, can we get out of the car? I really don't want to be here. And Wendy's madam is there, and she's explaining to them like, hey, we can't just let Wendy go. I housed her. What was it?
Pay for braces,
or makeup, tattoo removal. That's what it was. Housing costs. She's like, she owes me money. And she didn't say goodbye. She was just trying to run off without like doing this in earnest. You can't just leave the game. There's stuff that has to happen. And Max is like, I don't care. How much money does Wendy owe you? And the madam looks and she's like, yeah, somewhere in the ballpark of $10,000. And Max is like, I'll pay it. And she's like, what? You'll just give me $10,000? Like, yeah, swing by my bank. I'll give you $10,000. And the madam kind of looks around like, is this guy fucking serious? And Max is like, yeah, no, I'll pay it. I don't care. I got a free Wendy.
Veronica's like, right, don't do it. She's a dirty whore. Don't do it.
You're really going to spend $10,000 on this less than human?
I'm just like, hey, if you have the $10,000 and it's freeing a woman from servitude, that in itself is enough of a charitable move, you know, like regardless of whatever it is. Also, when they get in there, their reaction to it being a madam and not a male pimp is like, what? Women?
Yeah. What? Max's mouth literally goes agape.
Yeah.
He's just like, what?
And Veronica,
you're the pimp?
And Veronica's shocked too. And I'm like, I guess she's never read about, she's well read, but she's never read about the Old West and how all the houses were run by women. It's the oldest profession for women to be able to run and to run your own house. I don't know. But
they are shocked. Snoop Dogg. Just a pimp cane and a purple velvet and zebra print.
They thought the big guy standing outside of the car was the guy. I'm like, yeah, no.
They were also surprised to learn that Mr. Happy Fists is an actual guy.
Yeah. R.I.P. to this guy. This actor used to be in like Budweiser commercials and a bunch of other stuff. He's been in some things. He was really funny. The black guy that's like, I forget what he's doing. Yeah. He's looking at something in the car.
Yeah, I forget what he is.
He doesn't have a lot, but he was good in stuff that I saw him in around this time.
Max agrees to pay the $10,000, and he does. Max and Veronica go back to his dorm, and Veronica's like, I can't believe you just gave $10,000. And he's like, it's worth it. Mm-hmm. And Veronica's like, I don't think it was worth it. It seems like a dumb move. Like, how do you know that Wendy's going to come back to you? And they turn a corner, and Wendy is there waiting for Max outside of his dorm. She got all of her bags and the bags packed and everything. And they do another run embrace to each other. And it's like, all right, here we go.
Veronica's like, one of these days, I'm going to judge a woman harshly, and I'm going to be right. Because this season is so many of those. Because she had it with the girl that was looking for a boyfriend that went into the Fitzpatrick's place.
Yeah.
Remember the Fitzpatricks? A part of this show?
No, they were not. They don't factor into this at all anymore. Shut up.
They're not trying to kill Keith anymore, I guess. I don't.
No. They just accepted that the millions of dollars that they expected to get from Kendall Casablancas is just gone. They're fine with it. They made their peace with it.
Meanwhile, Veronica's threatening judges for
$1,000. My God. So now they're all at the dining hall. Max, Wendy, and Veronica. And Max
where else do you go to celebrate?
Yeah, you gotta go to that Chili's to go.
Gotta get some ribs.
I want my baby back, baby back, baby back, baby back, baby back, baby back.
At least go to the Olive Garden.
Chili's, baby back ribs, and barbecue sauce. So Max is like, all right, he's going to go get something. I don't know what he's doing, but he walks away from the table.
He gets some Frappuccinos, it looks like, when he's coming back.
Yeah. But Veronica's like, wow, Wendy, you're a remarkable woman. How did you get that guy to fall in love with you? And Wendy's like, I don't know. When it happens, you just know. But I'll tell you what, expensive lingerie never hurts. And Veronica's like, all right, cool. So then Weevil shows up. And he's talking to Veronica about, I forget what he's talking to her about, but then he recognizes Wendy and he's like, oh, I know you. You used to dance down at the club. And she's like, no, you're thinking of somebody else. He's like, no, it was you. You got a tattoo of a dragon on your butt. I would know that face anyway. Let me see your butt. Let me see your butt right now. I want to see that because I remember you. And as Weevil was saying this, Max comes up from behind and he's overhearing Weevil say this, and reality is sinking in with Max. Like, oh, she's not the virginal girl that I thought she was, and people have had sex with her, maybe.
Which we'll talk about later, but I understand the show wanting to try to play that card, but it doesn't make sense because he has known that this entire time. So I don't know. And she seems to be comfortable with her past enough that she's not she's talking about clients to Veronica, a person she randomly met. And it's just like, oh yeah, blah, blah, blah. I did this with the client. Yeah, blah. I'm like, so you're accepting that this is what you do. And Max seems to be accepting that this is what you do. And Max's two friends know that is what, so his friends already know. It's not like it's not like he goes to a party with her and his friends are there and they don't know.
Yeah.
But I guess because the maintenance worker Weevil knows her, it's like, well, now it's dirty. Now it's dirty. It's
like the reality setting in because it's like, oh, it's people that are around me that know of Fiona.
I just think I think it's a move for the show, but I feel like Max had to have thought about that.
Yeah, but Veronica is like, she gives Weevil the look like, hey man, ixnay on the hooker talk A or whatever.
That's
and
what I
Weevil
say.
turns around.
I can say that, but you can't. That's our word.
Well, it's also like Weevil recognizes her as a stripper.
Yeah, as a stripper, yeah.
Yeah.
It's not even like escorts sometimes can. I mean, yeah, but like but he's not saying, "Oh yeah, you turn tricks for all of the PCHers." He's like, "Oh yeah, you dance at a party." Yeah,
yeah. He's not even like, "I hooked up with you" or whatever. He's just like, "I remember you from this club."
Yeah,
and Max is like, "Oh, world-shattering news."
Yeah,
but then Weevil's like, "Oh yeah, yeah. Oh, I must be thinking of someone else." Ooh, 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 ooh. And so he walks away, and Max is like, So then we have Keith. Keith's talking to Veronica about, he talked to Nish, and Nish said that she egged the Volvo. But the police report says that the dean was driving the minivan at the time. So either Nish is lying or Mindy showed up in the Volvo to pay the Dean Odell a visit. And Veronica's like, so why wouldn't Mindy have mentioned that to you, Keith? And he's like, I don't know. That is suspicious. And I was like, or it could be that the police report was wrong. What you said was like all these details, they didn't even have the egging in the police report.
Yeah. Like, for me, some people, when they watch like a mystery show, they want to get ahead of it. They spend a lot of time being like, oh, who killed him? Who could it be? I'm just letting this wash over me. I'm not. I don't really like, you can just tell me who it is and I will react to it and be like, oh, does that track? Does it not track? I am not trying to figure out who killed Dean Odell. I just don't.
Yeah.
I just don't really.
Well, you don't have to, because I already know who did it.
Who do you think did it?
Foyle. Tim Foyle.
All right.
Tim Foyle did it. Anywho.
Wallace did it.
Wallace did it. He was mad because he got caught cheating on his test.
But it's gonna be one of those what is it? The what's the Orient Express where everyone did it?
Oh yeah. Yeah. So then we go Max with Wendy. She's painting his toenails, he's reading a book. And Wendy's like, hey man, are you all right? And he's like, yeah, I'm fine. I'm just quiet.
I gotta say, the choice to have her painting his toenails while he's in his fields and reading a book is not the move of someone that is in their fields about what her profession is. I feel like when that's intimate to a level that is very, not one of those ones where you're like, I can't believe this is what you did. You see what she's doing right now? Are you? Yeah. Like, dude.
Yeah. So then he's like, hey, can I ask you a question? She's like, yeah, sure. And I forget what the question is, but she has answers. Do you remember what it was?
It was something about like, because Weevil was like, hey, you have a tattoo of a dragon on your butt. And then and then I forgot about this because you mentioned that the madam had paid for tattoo removal. But and he goes, hey, when you had a bag, you had a dragon on it. Do you like dragons? She's like, yeah, I like dragons. You like dragons? And it seems like he's like butthurt that she used to dance at parties. And I'm like, dude, she was on the internet and you could just hire her for money. Like, why? Yeah. Why is, again, it's interesting that that's your breaking point, that like she had a tattoo of a dragon on her butt. Like, that would be fucking awesome. You're a Comic-Con person. This girl you bonded on a different level. You found out that she was a quote unquote hooker and you still wanted to go for her.
Yeah.
And now you're surprised that her past showed up, but all your friends already know about the, like, I understand what they're trying to do, but it feels like he knows too much information for it to all of a sudden hit him.
Yeah.
Like, you were in the backseat of a car with her madam. Another escort showed up with like a battered face, even though that was fake. You've been a part of it. It's not like you found this out in the third act.
Yeah. Yeah. I don't know. But then Max is kind of like, oh, so Weevil's dragon tattoo story is true. It's like, yeah, dude.
Yeah, she literally told you she goes to a judge's place. Like, why is Weevil? Why is her dancing with Weevil? Such a
man. So then Max's roommates show up and they're like, hey, man, the RA saw like all the bags packed. You know, they're getting a little suspicious about this girl staying with us. Maybe you should like, you know, we got to hightail it out of here. And then Wendy's like, yeah, I should probably leave. I got to find an apartment and a job. And the roommates are like, funny enough, I have a job opportunity for you. So my buddy's getting married and we're just having a bachelor party and they need somebody to dance. I mean, they'll pay pretty good money. And then Max is like, bro, that's my girl, bro. You kidding me?
And she's like, yeah, I'm kind of retired from dancing. And they were like, and these guys, to their credit, are just like, oh, yeah, we didn't know. Like, so we were just tossing you a bone. You mentioned work and we know what your job was.
Said you needed a job. I don't know.
I thought we're assuming that Max is cool with what you do for a living because he knows about it and we're not saying you have to like turn tricks at this thing. We're just saying, yeah, you got to be it's a bachelor party.
Yeah, it's better to dance.
Yeah.
Yeah. Right. Ask Veronica Mars for some pointers. She apparently knows all. So the roommates are like, all right, we'll leave you two alone. So they leave and Max is bothered now.
Yeah.
Max is bothered.
That's what bothers you?
Yeah, well, Max, he's like, I need to ask you a question. I need you to be 100% honest with me. And Wendy's like, oh, boy. He goes, so when I dropped you off at the airport, you said that you left your contact information for me at the hotel room. But when I got back to the hotel room, the cleaning crew had already like thrown it away. My question is, did you actually leave your contact information for me? And Wendy goes, no. And he's like, I got to take a walk. I got to get out of here. So Wendy's all sad now. Max is all sad now. And then it's like the next day, I'm guessing, Max walks into the library where apparently Veronica works again. She still worked there. We haven't seen her at this job in forever.
Two things. One, again, she at the end, Wendy does say, I wish I did leave the note, you know?
Yeah.
It's like an oddly emotional scene that you're just like, wait, what is this roller coaster of a relationship, right? Because I'm like, did she say that to be nice or say that to be manipulative? I don't know where they're trying to. It was tricky, but I was like, are they trying to go back and make her seem manipulative or whatever? But I don't think they are. And then we go to the library, and it does seem like Veronica's working there. But from what we know, she should be back to working at the newspaper.
The newspaper, yeah.
The library's a better set.
It absolutely is.
Yeah.
But Max shows up to the library and Veronica's like, hey, how's it going with Wendy? And Max is like, it's not. She left. She left me a note that's like, it's never going to work out. I saw the way that you were looking at me and the judgment that I was feeling, like you're not going to be able to accept my past. And Veronica's like, God damn, dude. You got played. Like you spent $10,000 to free this girl. And Max is like, I don't even care about the money. It was never about the money. Mm-hmm. And she said that she's going to pay me back. And Veronica's like, you really trust this hooker to pay you back, man? She conned you like 3 times in one episode. And he's like, no, she already left me $1,000. And he like throws it on the table. And that's what he's giving. I'm guessing he's giving it to Veronica?
Yeah, because he was going to hire Veronica to find her. So yeah, he's giving it to her. And it's just like a manila envelope full of crumpled up ones, which implies that she took the bachelor job with the roommates or whatever. So it's one of those things where we're supposed to feel, I don't know how I'm supposed to feel here that she went back to doing the work that she had to do. Yeah. You know, it's, again, I always say this with the messaging. I don't know, because again, Veronica's like, she's lying. She's never going to pay you back. And then Adam's like, again, Veronica, you're wrong.
Yeah.
Here's the money. She's literally going to pay me back. And he shouldn't feel bad about freeing her from this thing. He had a bond with her. It seems like money is not an issue with this dude, which we got to talk about. Like, I don't know a lot of college students that are just like, oh, you need 10 grand? All right, let's just go to the bank. I'm like, what the? Like, I know nothing about him. I don't know
any adults that can do that.
Like, I need to move some things around, but can I cover it over 3 credit cards? Like, and he's just like, yeah, middle of the day, who cares? All right, here, let's go. I'm going to get you 10 grand from my bank. Is he a Neptune kid? Is he even from Neptune, where all the rich kids are? Yeah, like, I know nothing about him, but he did not even flinch at hearing about 10 grand.
Yeah.
Like other seasons, a guy had to sell his Barry Bonds rookie baseball or something for like 4 grand so that the steroid mafia bodybuilder wouldn't go after him. But so this guy just had 10 grand and he doesn't blink. I think he still got another 10 in his bank account, if not more.
Oh,
right?
Definitely does. He has
so he's
to.
fine. But Veronica's like,
dude, the
is
cheating
crazy.
business is good.
Yeah.
The cheating on your test business is booming.
So he doesn't care about the money. It's great that he freed this woman that he liked away from this. Granted, it didn't work out, but he thought it'd be like, I did a good thing, and it doesn't really, it doesn't change his life one iota. And she's paying him back slowly, and you just give that money right to Veronica. She's gonna take those ones and go to the Neptune First National Bank and deposit it. So. Yeah,
and I just like this weird, like kind of touching moment where Veronica and Max are like hugging. She's like, there. I was like, okay, what's happening?
I don't know. Am I supposed to should I feel bad that she went back to dancing?
I don't know.
But she's dancing under her own volition, at least, I guess.
Yeah. She's her own boss, independent contractor.
Yeah. I mean, it's going to be hard to get back on that. Is that website run by the madam, or is anybody can get on that website? Like, I
think that's just anybody can be on that website.
Okay. Yeah. So, all right.
Yeah. But that's that. So Veronica is now going lingerie shopping because she's like, if I took one lesson away from this story, it's that in order to make a man fall in love with you, you have to have some good lingerie.
And yeah, Logan seems like a guy who's losing interest in Veronica.
Yeah. The guy was like, you still love me?
Yeah, she's still like, I gotta work hard to keep this guy. I'm like, do you?
Yeah. She's like, I'm gonna put in some effort now. Yeah. I gotta impress Logan. I gotta, make sure that Logan's satisfied. So she's at the lingerie store. She's gonna go try on some stuff. And who comes out from the try on? What a fucking fitting room. There we go.
The try.
Lost my mind for a second. Yeah. I was just thinking about lingerie and I couldn't come up with words. I was like, lingerie. So Madison saunters out of the fitting room and she's like, oh, hey, Veronica. And Veronica's like, let me tell you, I feel like if you're trying to get Dick back, you don't need to impress Dick. You could wear a hefty bag and he'd be okay with it. And Madison's like, oh, I'm not into Dick. Dick is old news. I'm trying to get with Logan again. And Veronica's like, again? And she's like, yeah. While we were in Aspen together, Logan and I hooked up over the holidays, and it was a real good time. And she looks at the lingerie that Veronica's holding. She's like, and let me tell you something, Veronica. Logan's not much one for one pieces. And then she walks away, leaving Veronica devastated in her wake.
And I'll say I get it as a show. I get it, teenage girl stuff. I mean, not teenage girl. She's like 20 something now. Like, or is she? Yeah. Is she still?
I think she'd be like 19.
19, yeah. So teenage girl stuff. I get it, right? But how is this any worse than Logan sleeping with Kendall?
No, this is so much better than Logan sleeping with Kendall.
No, I'm saying this is better. I think.
No, I would prefer Logan with Madison over Kendall.
Like, yeah, because Kendall, crazy. When he was sleeping with Kendall, she was still married to the guy.
Veronica showed up to Logan's place
at the
to like confess her love for him, and then he comes out like in wearing only his boxers, and then Kendall's like groping him from behind, and Veronica's like, never mind. But
even before that, she found out that he was sleeping with Kendall while Daddy Dick was still living there. He hadn't run away yet. Like, this was still a straight up, I am having an affair with my friend's stepmom. Like, Veronica, that should have been a breaking point. And she also doesn't, I think this is always interesting, Veronica has yet to play the adoption card with Madison.
Yeah.
Because you can say it to Madison because Mac already knows about it. So it's not like telling Madison would be like, Mac would be like, why'd you do that? Mac and her birth mom already had a touching moment at the car.
Yes, they did.
So my thing is just like, yeah, if you want to really hurt Madison, you could say that. But also, this should not be the breaking point of you and Logan's relationship. If he can hook up with Kendall, if he can still live with Dick, if he can say, guess what, I hung out with Mercer, who is a gambling rapist, and also we may have murdered people in Mexico, and you're still like, let me get some underwear for him, let me get some lingerie for him,
Yeah.
and then this is the drop-off point that's going to make you run to the arms of Piz? No way. No way. No way. He's done so many bad things.
Yeah.
Logan is a guy who got a white woman deported to Vermont.
Yes, he did. Fate worse than death. Potentially the worst thing he's ever done.
I understand that the show is like, oh, that's shocking. Oh my God, it was Matt. I knew it had to be Madison as soon as she showed up at the door. I was like, wait, okay, it has to be like he hooked up with her somehow. I didn't know they were still going on Aspen family trips. But
yes, they are, man.
But
that 09er blood, you can take the boy out of the 09. You can't take the 09er out of the boy.
Why didn't Veronica? Oh, I guess they were broken up. Otherwise, Veronica would have gone to Aspen to go skiing.
Yeah.
What? Did he have money problems?
No, he got found out about the fake brother, and it's all solved.
That's all it was. The brother's still getting the money, right?
Yeah, it's all. He's all good, man.
Yeah,
that is where the episode leaves us. Veronica in the lingerie store, just heartbroken.
Do you think she gets lingerie for Logan?
No, she puts that back on the rack, baby. After Madison insulted, I don't think he's one for the clearance rack either.
Yeah.
Cheap. Like, Jesus.
I'll just say this: guys don't care.
No.
If we're at that level, it's fine. If I'm at the point where underwear is being shown at all, it's like, okay, that's fine.
Yep. So that is Poughkeepsie, Tramps, and Thieves. With final thoughts on this episode, Vance?
Yeah, I mean, it's just wondering how this will break up Veronica and Logan for an episode or two.
Yeah. Well, let me tell you, the next title of this next episode is a doozy. The next episode is titled, There's Got to Be a Morning After Pill.
I honestly would love this show if Veronica fully got pregnant and it was her with the kid the rest of the series.
I mean, I don't think it would be her with the kid because the episode is so there's got to be a morning after pill.
Yeah, but
are they going
to get it in time?
I'm going to say it's going to be Mac and the fucking, what's the other guy? The animal rights guy.
Yeah. I was thinking the same thing.
Oh gosh, golly. First time I hook up with somebody after Beaver and I'm pregnant now.
Yeah, that would be fitting because she's already been through enough trauma. Now, as soon as she goes back to sex, she's like, hey, guess what? Sex is bad now again.
Now, you know what?
I'm going with that one. I think this will deal with something with Mac having sex. And I think I'll throw in a bonus that Veronica high fives her when she hears that she had sex with the guy.
Ooh, okay. I like that. Broke the spell, the dry spell. All right. Yeah, fuck it. Whatever. We'll both co-sign on that one.
Did you have something else? It seemed like you had another thing you were
I was going to say maybe it has something to do with Wallace getting some like basketball groupie or something.
I think if they do that, it feels like it plays into a stereotype that they might want to avoid of, like they've like, it's not like, the black kid with the getting a,
I think the father type thing.
Yeah.
Okay.
Or just underage, like, because it was a lot of other people pregnant in high school in the last scene. They've been keeping that angle, but I think
you might be right. Yeah.
But we're just trying to we want the cast to be in the show, so I guess we're guessing.
Well, we got Weevil for literally 40 seconds of this episode.
For plot information. Hey, did you know about the eggs? Did you know about her being a stripper?
Yeah. All right. Well, that is our episode on Poughkeepsie, Tramps, and Thieves. Thank you for listening, and also thanks for your patience. I know we've, Veronica Mars. It's been a complicated situation as of late, but life happens, and appreciate you sticking with it.
And you got some True Blood from the Patreon
Yeah, you
vault.
did.
So appreciate
Yes,
it. True
you did.
Blood episode 1, depending on when you're jumping into this, is available on the main feed if you want to check it out. So, yeah.
Follow us on TikTok, Instagram, at Boys Watching Buffy, patreon.com/Boys Watching Buffy for more True Blood, for more movies, fun times ahead. I want to get a shout out, Apple Podcast 5-star rating and review, Spotify 5-star rating, screenshot it, send it into us. Amazon wishlist, Vance, you need to make your own personal Amazon wishlist now, I feel like, because we live across the country.
I'm just going to make you pay for extra shipping. That's fine.
All right, well, we got the Amazon wish list.
I don't know, maybe when you're checking this, depending on now it's a little bare on that wish list.
There's not a lot on the wish list.
I got to start adding some
mainly
stuff.
just energy drinks.
Yeah.
So yeah, be on the lookout
we'll
for
add
that.
some stuff. Yeah, we'll add some stuff to it.
Yeah. Yes. Stay tuned next time for when we talk about There's Got to Be a Morning After Pill.
I finally got the police report on the dean's suicide.
That needs work.
Seltzer Kings.
Podcasts.